Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be changing out the brake pads on a 2022 4Runner SR5. We take off the lug nuts and the tire first. This is a very simple process. So they have some pins. They got one on the right there. That one there. So the first thing we want to do is there's a little hole there that you want to push it down and then pull it out. Obviously I'm recording, so trying to do it with one hand. So there, I pulled it out of the first one, and then you take it out of the pinholes. A very simple process. And it's pretty much the same. I'm not sure how far back of the year, but like 2018, 2022, they're identical. So there I'm taking out the pin. So then you take out the bottom pin. There's two pins. Take both of them out. Then there's another pin or a little spring there that's attached to the actual brake pads. So the thing you do is you just take it off as well, but you have to remember how it goes on, because that's the same way you're going to put it back on with the new brake pads. So see how it goes in that hole there? I didn't actually put it in, but it goes in that hole where the brake pads are. And now you just loosen them up. Most of the time you can just pull them out, just wiggle them until they come out. And there's one. You can see it's very used up. It was ready for a brake pad change. Then you do the same thing with the other side. Just loosen it up. If they are stuck, what you can do is press the caliper in. Most of the time they just slide out, but you can open up the bleeding valve where the brake fluid is at, and then press it in. So these two little calipers, we need to press them in because the new brake pads are obviously going to be thicker than the old ones. So this is what I do. I put like a rag or something in there. That way it doesn't damage the rotor. And then with like a little either pry bar or something that'll fit in there, I just press on the caliper. And if it's still too hard, you can always open up the bleeding valve where the brake fluid is at. So this is one side. Okay, there. So I made it wide enough for the new one to go in. So we want to make sure we put the right brake pads on the right side. So you look at the old ones and match them up. Make sure they match together. And then you take the other one and make sure that it matches as well. So that one, it's missing that little metal sensor, the little clip there. So that's not the right one that I need to put on that side. So I looked at the new ones and noticed that there was two there that had that little metal piece there. So I swapped it out with the other one. So one goes on one side and the other goes on the other side. So one of those goes on the passenger side brake pads, and then the other one goes there on the driver's side. Alright, now once I got them matching up, then I proceed to install them. Before I install them, actually, I apply the grease to the back side, or the lubricant to the back side of the brake pad. I just apply a decent amount. It helps with the squeaking. Now that they're prepped, we're ready to install. You want to make sure you're installing the correct one on the correct side. So there, it easily slid in. It actually slid in a little bit too far. So I pried it out just a little, because you want to make sure the pinholes, they align together. And I'm just making sure that they align. Now here for the second pad, you want to do the same process. Press the caliper in wide enough so the new brake pad can slide right in. And normally they'll just, if you just pry them, they'll just go in. They do sell a special tool for it, but it works just as well doing it this way. You can also open up the bleeding valve and it'll open a little easier. Alright, now that they're aligned, before pushing in the bottom pin, you want to install that little spring again the same exact way it came off. You don't want to put it backwards. So this is how it needs to look. That spring, the top of the spring needs to be facing outward, not towards the rotors. Once the bottom pin is all the way in, you can put the springs in, and then the new brake pads have that little hole, and then you put the little springs in those holes. I was having a hard time just with one hand, but basically you put it in the hole. Alright, now we put that spring the way it's supposed to go in, and that bottom one is ready. And then we're going to put the top pin in. Now we're going to install that other spring. So those pins have like little holes. You just turn them, and then the other spring should slide right in. So first I do the top and the bottom. Once I do that, I put it in the middle, and then it goes in, and everything is pretty much set. So it's very, very simple to do the front brake pads. Extremely simple. The only thing left now is to put the wheel back on, the lug nuts, and one thing I do is I press on the brake a few times inside the vehicle once I install everything, and then I turn it on, and then it adjusts. So the brake needs to feel firm. When you press it, it don't need to keep on going all the way down. It has to feel pretty firm. And that is pretty much it for the front brake pads. So thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel and give it a thumbs up if you like the video.